जय हिंद दोस्तों, मैं हूं मेजर मोहम्मद अली शाह और मेरे को बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि मैं अपने बहुत ही इलस्ट्रियस सीनियर, एक बहुत ही इलस्ट्रियस जनरल ऑफिसर के साथ अभी गुफ्तगू में होऊंगा, जो तारुफ की कोई मोहताज नहीं है। खास तौर से जो आर्म्ड फोर्सेस की मेडिकल कम्युनिटी है वो तो खैर जानती है। आर्म्ड फोर्सेस के सब लोग जानते हैं, सिविलियंस भी, क्योंकि ये इतनी अच्छी नोबल प्रोफेशन। देखिए, मैं नोबल प्रोफेशन की जब बात करते हैं तो मैं टीचिंग, डॉक्टर एंड आर्म्ड फोर्सेस को मैं बहुत ही अच्छा एक प्रोफेशन मानता हूँ। और जनरल साहब ने ये तीनों कवर करे हैं। He's been a doctor in the armed forces. He's been the DGAFMS. That is not just heading the army doctors, it's the tried services, Army, Navy, Air Force. He has, again, I mentioned about teaching. He's been a vice chancellor at the King George Medical College in Lucknow. Let's go straight ahead and talk to General Puri and know more about his inspirational journey. Sir, Jai Hind, and thank you very much for spending time, sir.
Jai Hind, and thank you for having me on your show. Thank you so much.
That's very kind of you, sir. Sir, let's talk about your journey. क्या आपको बचपन से ही आपके अंदर वो था कि आपको डॉक्टर बनना है या आपको फौज में जाना है? वो सपना क्या था बचपन में आपका?
नहीं, देखिए, जब हम लोग स्कूल में थे तो उस समय प्रोफेशंस बहुत लिमिटेड होते थे, whether it is medicine or it is engineering or civil services or going into the armed forces, general armed forces. But I actually always wanted to be a doctor because for whatever reasons, the interest was always there. My parents encouraged me to get into the science stream, and then biology was always my subject of liking, and that's how it was. So 12वीं के बाद में जब entrance exams होते हैं, so we appeared for all the entrance exams, and fortunately I gotten 3 UPC PMT. I cleared UPCA PMT, I cleared JIPMER, and I cleared AFMC. I didn't have a choice. I had to go to the Armed Forces Medical College. So that's how the whole story began.
Sir, yeah. And how was the experience at studying at AFMC, sir?
AFMC, incidentally, today is AFMC Day, 4th of August. And whenever we talk...
Sir.
Yeah, thank you. So whenever we talk about AFMC, it brings in a lot of nostalgia because it is a college which changed our lives. It's a college which changed our horizons. It's a college which gave us the springboard of our life and got us into not only into medicine but got us onto the big stage, should I say. And I think AFMC over the years has continued to evolve and perhaps is now one of the best colleges in the country. As you know, the ranking wise is either second or third in the country. And बहुत कुछ सीखा हमने उस कॉलेज से. वो जो नींव है, जिसको कहते हैं, जो नींव है, जो फाउंडेशन है, it all began at the Armed Forces College, Armed Forces Medical College. Yeah, that's correct.
So I did my graduation from Pune, from Ferguson College, and I had a lot of friends over there that time from AFMC who are now senior doctors serving in the army now. And I have been to the campus and I've seen AFMC students. They excel not only in academics, not only in medicine, but in extracurricular. Their fashion shows were something which other colleges used to emulate. AFMC के level का fashion show होना है भाई. That's the kind of brilliance they had. So let's talk about your experiences in the army. I mean, I'm sure you would have had a lot of postings, a lot of memories. In every station, you would have had memories. But honestly, I particularly have a soft corner towards the northeast part of India. And I have spent reasonable amount of my childhood there, of my service there, post-service as well. So उस इलाके से मेरा राब्ता आज तक नहीं छूटा और छूटेगा भी नहीं. So let's talk about the furthest east that you've been to, sir.
Yeah, so you see, immediately after I finished my master's in surgery, I in the first posting was at Secunderabad, but after that I got posted to Nagaland, and I
Oh,
was
sir.
yeah. So I was at a place called as Zakhama, very close to Kohima, and that was
Kohima,
the
the Angami belt, sir. I know the Khama very well, sir, sir.
yeah. So I was stationed there in 8 Mountain Div was in that location, and I was the only surgeon there. And it
Sir,
is at
sir, if I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I hate doing this, but sir, which year? Because I'm so excited the moment you mentioned about Nagaland. Because I speak fluent Nagamese. I speak
oh,
Nagamese. I speak Nagamese better than I speak English or Hindi. That's why. So, and sir, 8 Mountain Division was there very much. And which year was this, if I may ask?
this was this was in 1987. 87.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, sir. All right,
Yeah.
sir, sir.
So and so I was the surgeon there. That time there was it was a heavy CI ops location, and a huge number of casualties we would get on a day-to-day basis. But it was a very exciting phase for me because I was a young surgeon who had just started my innings, and there was so much of trauma surgery that I was exposed to, and we managed to produce excellent results. We managed to salvage most of the casualties who came in. Many were the insurgents themselves who would come along with escorts and who had been captured by our army folks. And so it was a very satisfying, gratifying experience at 8 Mountain Division. And that was actually the year I got married on that in that year while I was at Zakhama. So a lot of great memories of that place and around that place. While I was there,
Sir, that's
the GOC out there, he moved as DG Assam Rifles, General Lahiri, and
of course,
yeah, so
sir,
General
sir,
Lahiri, he moved to as DG Assam Rifles, and then um, um, he sent out an invite to us, the medical specialist and myself, and we were driven to Shillong from Zakhama. So those are lovely memories. We had a great time, 3 days hospitality, DG Assam Rifles at Shillong. It was great fun. So we loved every bit
sir,
of it. Yeah.
sir. So incidentally, southern down towards Kohima, there's this place called Chakabama, and one of the brigades was there, and 81 Mountain Brigade was there at that time. And this is
Yeah.
a couple of years before you, in the early 80s. There was one that time Brigadier P.L. Kukreti, later on Major General P.L. Kukreti, who came as the IG Assam Rifles later on. So
Right.
my father too had served in the army, and he was the brigade major to Brigadier Kukreti at that time. And later on, I got posted to Nagaland myself. I've been ADC to the GOC Spare Corps, and then with the Assam Rifles. So I have very, very fond memories. So I could, when you mentioned Zakhama, मेरे जहन में बिल्कुल वो इमेज, वो रोड ऊपर जा रही थी, एक रोड वो आई, वहां पे होम एंड हाफ बटालियन थी, फिर बाद में आईजीआर नॉर्थ के हेडक्वार्टर आया वहां पे. So I could
Yeah.
visualize every single plane, every single road over there, sir. So,
Absolutely.
and sir, they're very fine people, sir. The
Very.
Nagas are very fine people.
So we went a couple of times. These various districts, they would invite us from time to time because we were doing a lot of health camps as well, trying to look after the people in Nagaland. So they used to invite us very often in various places, including Mokok, Chung, and those
How well,
areas.
sir.
Yeah, so it was great.
Ali Chin district, sir.
Yeah, so great fun. We had a really, really a wonderful time there. Many times I used to be flown in to Dimapur, because if the surgeon at Dimapur would go on leave, then I would give cover. So whenever there was an emergency there, they would fly me to Dimapur. I would operate and then come back again to Zakhama. So those are really amazing times. Really enjoyed my stay at Zakhama.
Sir, sir. That is so heartening, sir. इसलिए जब whenever my favorite area that I'm very attached to is the northeast part of India, much more than my own hometown. So जैसे ही आपने नागालैंड बोला, आपने लखमा बोला, so immediately I connected. And since you mentioned about Mokokchung, which is an owl belt, now they are क्योंकि they are chunky, they have this monsoon. So I speak monsoon as well, sir. अब आप बोलेंगे इतनी dialects कहाँ से सीखी, yeah. So
Okay.
and my owl friends would call me Ali Ba. As you know, sir, the owls they call Ba and La. Like Ba is
Right.
for sing and La is like for. So Ali La is a girl's name and Ali Ba is like a boy name. Sir.
Right.
Sir,
Uh,
sir. आप
uh,
आपने इतना आपने मेरी नब्ज पकड़ ली था, मतलब आपने तार छू लिए मेरे, आपने नागालैंड का जब जिक्र किया आपने.
क्या बात क्या बात जी जी
सर
जी.
सर सर
Right.
सर आफ्टर नागालैंड फिर उसके बाद फिर आप कहाँ गए सर?
After Nagaland, I actually posting to Delhi, and I was a surgeon at base hospital, giving cover to the Armed Forces Clinic as well. And I was here for 2 years, and then after I moved from here straight to do my super specialization in pediatric surgery at PGI Chandigarh. So that was the year 91. I moved to PGI, and for 2 years I was there to do my postdoctoral training in pediatric surgery, and thereafter I was posted back to Army Hospital, and I was here in Army Hospital for 5 years, and I set up the department of pediatric surgery here at Army Hospital, and thereafter moved to Pune, where I was again for about 6 years. I was in Pune in Command Hospital and the Armed Forces Medical College as a reader in the department of surgery. And after that, I went straight to Command Hospital, Lucknow. For about 3 years, I was at Lucknow, where also I set up the Department of Pediatric Surgery, and I started the entire department, came around. And then it was yet another circle coming back to Delhi. And I was then the head of department at the Army Hospital Research and Referral. I became the senior most surgeon there, and that's how the whole story started. And that was the time when I got into the administrative executive cadre, and they took me back again to the east, and I was commanding the hospital, the base hospital at Tejpur. And
Right.
so I commanded that 155 base hospital at Tejpur for about a year and a half, and after Tejpur, I came back again to Delhi, to the office of the DGAFMS as the um, DDG CORD. I was the CORD of the DGAFMS office as a brigadier, and life continued. It was just a roller coaster, this thing, and I was promoted to a major general, and then they asked me to become the um, to command that Northern Command Hospital. From there, I moved to command the Northern Command Hospital at Udhampur, and then it was I became the MG Med of Northern Command, which was yet again a very very trying, challenging appointment. And after that, I sort of again got back to Delhi as now the head of chief consultant surgery for the armed forces. So I was the chief surgeon for the entire armed forces, which was real fun. I was going around all over the country, various operation theaters, Army, Navy, Air Force, trying to see surgical skilling, surgical equipment, surgical prowess, and looking at and helping people to upskill themselves. And so that was another very a wonderful appointment that I had as senior consultant surgery. And thereafter it was not no looking back. It became a 3-star. I became the um, I was in charge of the what we call as the MS branch. Otherwise, is the what we call as the organization and personnel branch. So I became the DG of the organization and personnel branch, and I was there for a short while, for about a year, and thereafter became DG Navy, DG Army, and then DGAFMS. So that's, in short, has been my journey in the armed forces. 40 and a half years in the military. So lovely journey. Loved every bit of it.
So when you went as DG Navy, so you would have had to shift your uniform from the olive green to the white.
That's correct. That's correct.
तो वहाँ पे आप एडमिरल साहब बने होंगे वहाँ पे आप.
That's right. I was an admiral. Yeah. So it's a huge challenge, because when you shift uniforms, you also have to try and quickly apply yourself to customs traditions of the other service, and which is very important, especially at the highest level when you as an admiral you walk into. And it's not only in a medical scenario. You go into non-medical areas when you go to the ships and the aircrafts, these various aircraft carriers, etc., etc. So there are a lot of norms, customs, traditions which you have to understand and know, and be sure of how you do it, because you can't. There are no slip ups there. So it was, but it was fun. It was fun learning these the traditions of the Indian Navy as well. So it was great fun learning them, because more than me, I was DG Navy. My staff officers were so particular. They would be so worried that ki Admiral sir must not make a faux pas or make a mistake. You know. So it was, but it was great fun.
So that's so nice, sir. So the kind of experience and exposure you had, I mean, it's really is, and the experience, exposure, and the learning you had that helped you when you became the vice chancellor of the King George Medical College in Lucknow, sir. And how did you put your experience in play over there, sir, as a vice chancellor?
Yeah, you see, it was COVID times, and what happened was that I just retired, and then I got a call from the no less than the chief minister himself of Uttar Pradesh, and they said, General Saab, if you would like to come, it will be a pleasure to have you. We are told that you have your roots at Lucknow many years ago. I said, yes. So we debated. It was COVID times, and I really didn't have any other thing at hand. Nothing. So I said, let's give it a shot, and that's how it was. So KGMU was a big challenge, because different culture, different ethos, different way of working. A lot of challenges in the sense, because you see, it was one of the largest hospital of the state, and all the MLCs and MLAs, they all come in, and they all want to have their say in the hospital functionality. So those were the challenges. But what happened was that the honorable chief minister told me, he said, जनरल साहब आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी, and you do how you want to administer and take this college university through turbulent times of COVID. um, I will support you in anything and everything that you do. So that was a huge support system that I had from the honorable chief minister. um, and thereafter it was COVID, because you see, for nearly out of the 3 years I was there, nearly a year and a half or 2 years, I went through COVID times, and marshalling all the resources. It was like war, as everybody's aware, that COVID was like a war, and marshalling resources, navigating through those challenges was itself a huge issue, because the pressures were not only from the government, they were also from the bureaucracy, they were also from the legal heads of the state, and so, and besides, of course, uh, the challenge of the disease itself. It was so demanding, and it was so and evolving, because not many people knew the treatment of COVID in the early days, and it was only gradually we came to terms and to try to understand how to handle the disease. So difficult times, but satisfying times. Yeah.
Sir,
So
sir.
yeah.
So there's one question that comes to my mind. So you've been a renowned pediatric surgeon of the country, in fact. So how important is it for a pediatrician, a child specialist, to actually, he's very good in medicine, he's very good in pediatrics, all right. How important is it for a pediatrician to actually love children?
Very important, because you see, if you don't like children, if you can't play around with children, you will not be able to find your way in treating children, because as you're aware, children don't talk, they don't tell you what is their problem, the symptoms. They have to be picked up by the doctor. The doctor has to, from the smile, from the signs, from the some non-descriptive signs and symptoms, pick up what exactly is wrong with the child. So that's an art which develops only if you love playing with children, and you don't mind. You have to have that patience. You have to have the patience to keep watching the child, understanding the child, and interacting with the parents, and trying to get those those answers to sometimes very difficult questions. And I think that's really an art which one has to develop over a period of time. And as all pediatricians and pediatric surgeons, this is something that you have to have it in you to take this forward.
Now, sir, and before I let you go, sir, lastly, I mean, they are आपके साथ बहुत गुफ्तगू करने को है. I love your energy, sir, and I love what आपने इतने अच्छे तरीके से बारीकी से सब कुछ बयां किया. Sir, I would like to ask you, the last thing that comes to mind is you've been a renowned surgeon as well, and I can observe कि आपने कैमरा अपने हाथ में पकड़ी हुई है. I don't want to trouble you further. I don't want your hand to ache. But is this, पर जिस तरीके से पकड़ी हुई है बारीकी से, मालूम नहीं पड़ पा रहा है कि आपने हाथ में पकड़ी है या स्टैंड पे रखी हुई है. Is it because you've been a surgeon? Is that the reason, or otherwise? On the lighter
No,
notes,
no.
I want to know that.
No, नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. It's more for comfort and more for easy accessibility. Nothing really. No real reasons really. Yeah.
Sir, sir, I sincerely thank you for your time. It's been so enjoyable speaking to you and hearing about your journey, sir. And sir, before I let you go, any last message you would like to give out to the youth of our country, sir?
Message, I all that I can say is that lot of hard work, lot of sincerity of purpose. Um, um, One has to apply yourself to the job, be passionate about the job that you do, and if you actually do what I'm saying, there is no looking back. You will be rewarded, and you will be picked up in due course. It is a question of time. A lot of people feel that I work very hard, I apply myself, but I'm not rewarded. It doesn't happen like that. If uh, your passion, if your sincerity of purpose is there, and if you love the job that you do, there is no looking back. You will reach the top of whichever vertical that you decide to take. I sincerely believe that really should be the way to go.
Sir, I sincerely thank you for your time, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Have a nice day ahead, sir. Jai
Thank
Hind,
you so
sir.
much. Thank you so much. God bless you. Jai Hind. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Naval salute to the former admiral, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. God
Sir,
bless. God
sir.
bless. Thank you
Right,
so
sir.
much.
Bye,
Thank
sir.
you.
Jai Hind.